Today in this video, I'm going to be talking about different types of walking tours you can do when exploring a new city for your city break, or even if you're moving to a new part of town. Different ways you can get to know the area, find out the best things to do, the best places to eat. Let's get into it. Welcome back to the Careful Wanderer channel. My name is Bim, and each week I share the very best travel planning tips, tricks, hints and suggestions to help you make your next trip the best yet. The history buffs out there, one great way to explore any city that you're going to on vacation, moving to, or you want to explore something in your own hometown, go on an historical walking tour. This is a great way to kind of see the city from the past. It's a way to go back in time as you're guided around the city streets to find out where certain events in history happened. It's also a way you don't focus on just history in general. You can focus on a particular era, a particular time, whether it might be through the world wars, it might be Roman times, whatever it is that the city has had major history in is a great way to look back. Another great way to look at the city in a more unique way and to kind of get a different feel of the city is going on a literary walking tour. Now, this can be based on a particular book series. Definitely in London, walking tours that are about, for example, Harry Potter are very popular. Some other characters, especially from Charles Dickens in London, and the scenes from some of his books or some of the period dramas are also great ways that you can discover a city and just to see it a little bit differently. Similar to the historical walking tour, you get to go back in time, you get to see the city through the eyes of the author or through the book characters themselves. So whether it be fictional or real, there's many different ways you can look into see a city and to discover it in your own way. You can also go on a walking tour that's dedicated to the music of that particular city. Because it could be folk music, it could be rock and roll, it could be hip hop, whatever, especially if it's music that started in that city or has a lot of deep roots in that city. It's a great way to see where the stars or the people that are really famous in that type of music or that genre of music, where they lived, where they worked, where their studios were, where their concerts took place, whatever it may be. Sometimes where the musical stores are, where the old hangouts are. Is a great way to kind of see the city differently. It's a great way to see the city differently and kind of take a look into the city's creative side as well. Another way to explore a city is to go on a tour through their markets. Now, this can be whether you're sticking to one market, definitely London, bar market's on the top of the list, or you might actually go in a particular area and explore all the markets there. Brick Lane and the area around Shoreditch has many different markets that are open between Saturdays and Sundays. And so it's not just all food-based, but they're art. If you're more into vintage things, there's particular markets open for that as well. Different types of restaurants and people that create their own products, they're there as well. Whether it be jewelry, whether it be artwork, whether it be clothes or scarves or bags, so many different things in that area, and you can spend the entire day there, going from market to market or street to street, and find out all the different things that are available to you. And a type of walking tour that I really enjoy doing is when you go on a walking tour of specific neighborhoods. And every city can be, most major cities of the world, they're really broad and have many distinctive neighborhoods. So for example, some of the biggest neighborhoods are very popular in London. Could be Shoreditch, another one would be Camden, Greenwich, Chelsea, the Notting Hill area. So these are all very different but very unique and very special neighbors in the city where you can explore and find out, look at the different types of architecture there, looking at the foods that are popular in those different places, and just seeing a little bit about the history as well and kind of see the culture of those neighborhoods. That's another way to get to know a city. If you want to do something really different, or maybe you're someone that loves museums, you love art galleries, but you don't want to spend all your time on your city break hanging around inside a museum, why not go on a walking tour that shows you the street art of that city? It's a great way to see different types of expression of art, and you get to walk around and the parts of the city that may not be the ones that are on the tourist map, but still are unique, special, different, and you will have pictures and you will have an amazing time as you're being guided through. Another way to get a unique view at the city that you're interested in is going on a photography walking tour. There's many ways that this is done. So in one way is usually you have a professional photographer who will be taking you on your walk that day. You get to see the city through the eyes of a photographer. If you're someone who's into photography yourself, this could be a great way to explore, as they get you to help you with your shots. They get to teach you also some skills around photography as well. If you're just an amateur, you just want to have some great pictures for Instagram or whatever, this is a great way to explore. And it's also a really fun thing to do as a family, because you get someone to take your pictures and all those great poses in the different kind of landmarks that are really popular. For those of you that love food, why not discover the city that you are visiting through your taste buds? So you can go on a food tasting tour, you can go on a drink tour, whether it be a pub crawl, whether it be you're trying out all the different coffees or ice cream, or you're going exploring the city for its pizza or the pastries. There's so many ways with food that you can do this. A great thing also about going on a food tasting tour, on a culinary tour, is that you have the opportunity from your guide to know more about great places to eat, great places to come for a coffee, and the best cafes, and the hidden places that people may not otherwise know, that may not be popular on the top 10 restaurants in a city, but you can get to learn this from a local from the inside. So that's what I would always say. If you're into the food scene and you consider yourself a foodie, or even if you don't, why not go on a food tasting walking tour? If you have any type of walking tour that you've done before that's not on this list, you mention them in the comments below. Is there one thing you'd like to try that I've mentioned today? And I'd love to hear which ones that you really think would be interesting to you and why. Let me know as well. And I will see you next week.